Hi everyone and welcome to Module 5. This module we're going to focus on leadership and teaming in early childhood. And our module objectives are to not only evaluate the teaming models that we currently use in assessment and early intervention, but also we're going to be looking again at how we can design those age-appropriate, activity-based and routine-based interventions that can be used to support children, whether they're in a home-based, a center-based, or a child care setting, and also focus on those necessary adaptations we can make to provide the best possible supports. Your tasks for this module are to check course announcements and also check the grade center to make sure you're comfortable and clear with the grades that you have. Keep in mind that a dash means you've not submitted anything at all. An exclamation mark means you're waiting for me to grade something. And then if you see a number, that's a grade that should have a comment behind it. Keep in mind that if you see anything that's a 0.1, that means there was a problem with me viewing what you turned in, and you need to look at the comments and then send me an email with that correction so that I can grade your work. You're going to be reading this week in the Richardson and Gibbs text, Chapter 9, which focuses on transition to kindergarten, and also the Bagnato appendix, looking at more of the assessments that we can use for children from birth to age 5. You have an initial post this week in Discussion Board 3, and you'll be completing your first Battelle based on a case study that you'll be looking at. In your Advanced Organizer 5, which I've already opened, you'll be starting out kind of summarizing what you already know about leadership and teaming, and then you'll be looking at NCLB and some Kentucky links to see what Kentucky has to say about transition and supporting children as they prepare for kindergarten. Chapter 8 has all kinds of great readiness information across all spectrums, so you'll have an opportunity to really look at what you can do, whether you're working with an infant all the way up to a 5-year-old, to get them ready for kindergarten. You'll also be going to the Connect website and completing a module on communicating with families. And I've included this here because it's crucial, no matter how many great interventions we put in place to support students as they get ready to go to kindergarten. If we don't have good communication, there's not going to be the follow-through needed at home to provide the best possible supports. So you'll go through the Connect module and then share at least 5 things that you've learned. And then you'll be going through several of the assessments, and you're just in this section really hitting the highlights. Who would I use the BASC for example, who would I use the BASC for, and how might I use that in my classroom? So just a sentence or two to summarize what you might do. There's a great article about leadership in early childhood that I'd love for you to review from NAEYC, and then a follow-up second article to talk about what you can do to become a leader in the field. And that should, excuse me, I've got a horrible cough today that will not go away. Apologize for all the noise. After you finish with your Advanced Organizer 5, then you're going to open up the folder for the BDI assignment. And in this assignment, you're going to be using a case study where a Battelle has already been scored for Tiffany. And then you're going to use that information to create a report, actually a summary page first, and then a report. The Battelle was given to a little one named Tiffany. You'll figure out her age here, and then you will need to complete this information on this summary page. As you scroll down through, you will see bubbles filled in that the assessor filled out as they talked to Tiffany's mom and watched Tiffany as she engaged in different activities. So you'll need to use the information here to score the Battelle and then create that summary report and report. You'll notice that when you come back into this module, there will be some links for some video support to explain how to do the Battelle, and keep in mind we'll also be talking about giving the Battelle in 2 different class sessions. You will need to use the appendices, and there's a scoring rubric for this assignment, so you want to check out all of this material before you get started on the assignment. I'm going to go back to the module here. To finish up your module, you're going to want to come into Discussion Board 3 and share some very specific strategies you can use to help students with disabilities. Make sure that in this module that you're talking also about the assessments that we could give. So how could you use the Battelle to know what areas of deficit there are? You can use Tiffany as an example. And then what specific strategies can you use to support those areas of deficit? I hope you have a great week of learning. If you've got any questions, please let me know. I look forward to talking to you.